which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call please.
Trustee Paul Novus.
Here.
Trustee Fred Parker.
Here.
Here.
Then we'll waive the assembly part. Okay, we're gonna open the contracted bids for 1155 North Shore Drainage and Resurfacing Project.
Plus, we have a little bit of value in that too, don't we?
Abbey Lane.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It should be on there.
That's not what the project says though. That's
No,
not
it's
what-
just what the county named it,
Oh,
we're just-
okay.
but it does cover Ivy Lane.
All right.
Okay, this bid here is Gorilla Contracting. I need one of you guys with glasses. So that's about what
She is. She's the clerk. She's the one who should be calling it out. Cheers.
All right, holy crap. All right, looks like their bond is 13,775.21, 10% of the total bid.
What contract?
And, I was just making sure.
Well, we got to send it out to you. You just want the full price, Okay, and that's it.
Their total price of this project is $137,752.06. The next bid is from Faust Construction. There you go.
He kept himself, I'm not responsible.
Their bid is 163,266.00. And Woodford Excavating is our third bid. Sure.
Well, it's kind of dull. I didn't want to hurt myself. Last time I spent a lot of time in the ER. That was with the utility.
And their bid is 147,250. Yeah, 147,250. Okay, so we got the three bids there. I'm not for sure that the general fund can withstand that much of it. Chris, do you think any part of the new gas tax could help?
I was just gonna ask, how much do you think the general fund can fund it for?
Well, when Jeannie and I met, we were thinking right around 110. So that's about, well.
27 is what I'd have to kick in.
Yeah, because Gorilla's the cheapest rate at the moment, as long as course, after this, it's gotta go to. the-
Okay, how about, can we add something on? I don't know what the resolution says, I didn't look at the resolution. But maybe if we could say pending Trumbull County's approval and pending, finances, we will approve it.
Okay.
And I'll get with Jeannie when I get back. County will have it for a little while. Monday, one of my guys will be up to take that down,
Okay,
because the county's very interested in the prices too. Yeah.
we have to go
Yeah.
through and make sure all the documents are there too, even
I
if
gotta-
we're the bid.
Yeah, I need to talk to Jeannie after the meeting for a second.
Yeah. Okay, so 173 dash 19 to accept contract bid packet from Gorilla Construction, pending approval of Trumbull County engineers and
Township.
township finances to proceed with the 1155 Wilshire Drive drainage and resurfacing project to be paid by the general fund /
03, 04 funds. Oh, or the new ones, I'm sorry. 2011 and 2010. I don't know.
221.
221.
I mean, I'm sorry, 2021, I apologize.
2021.
So all I have to do is buy a little salt at the end of the year, and then I can split that with next year too, next year's budget.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
so we have some discussion on the motion before
Yes.
we vote.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned, I mean, even if the general fund kicks in 110,000, this project was not on budget, it was not planned for this year, it just came out of the sky more or less back in June, and all of a sudden we're gonna pave a road. There are other roads out there that are just as bad, if not worse. If we were to do this without any funding from somewhere, I'll tell you what, there'll be 200 people in this room on the 10th
Right.
from Timber Creek. I can guarantee that, because they want their roads paved.
Right.
And then if this group gets their roads for free, more or less, Timber Creek area is looking at a sad, and they're seriously going to petition that development to have it funded by their own personal tax assessments. Is that something that can happen with this area over here, Chris?
I don't see a reason why it couldn't be a special assessment district.
Okay,
It's pending, the residents,
right.
but it is the worst road that we have.
Uh,
Wilshire Drive is, last winter just killed it. And we had another time, Sterling Drive, you can ask Paul, it looked like a bomb went off, and Wilshire Drive pretty much looks like that right now. Winter just beat it up.
I know that
It's a 93 road.
Yeah, I mean, look at Fallon, again, I saw.
Fallon's bad, but it's not as bad as,
And then there's,
it's not as bad as Wilshire. I don't,
Yeah, I wasn't aware how bad this road was until I went down and looked at it. And then with these heavy rains we had, just the flooding issue, and I think adding
part of it's actually, dirt. Pretty much.
adding in the 6
drainage,
catch,
catch basins.
for drainage issues, I think it'll help some of their flooding issue. It might not solve it all, because I don't know everything that's going down there.
One of my other issues is, we've still got this cemetery, hanging on right. We haven't brought that to conclusion, we don't know what additional funds are gonna be pulled out of the general fund for that.
And actually, Jeannie and I met, and Tony's doing something with the cemetery fund, right?
Transferring.
It's not that much though, it's just some salaries that from the VWs, from
Which
an employee being
$4,000
off.
or $5,000 maybe there.
Yeah, not only that, but we had a whole cleanup of that cemetery from tornado with trees and stuff. I mean, it wasn't just an employee getting hurt,
Right.
but it was cleanup and, I mean, yeah, you,
Yeah, when we
It's
set
over
the
budget.
budgets, nobody knew the tornado was gonna come through. So I think by passing this, and I agree with you, not knowing where the cemetery is gonna come into play and what's gonna have to happen with that. But that could be another month or two.
And
The idea by getting this done is that way the guys will hopefully solve some issues down there. Plus, I didn't bring it with me, but, because the engineer's cost, I believe,
like
was,
123.
These are all over.
I think this is
It's 123, 175.
123 was their,
Their projected cost. And so with these three bids, is there any way if we chose to go forward with this project, is there any way that we could tell them that the estimated cost for the engineers is this, why are you $14,000 higher than the estimated cost?
that, I don't know how
I think put it back out for bid.
to do that.
If it's over the engineer's cost estimate.
That's my thought is, if we put it out for bid, I'll tell you what, right now,
Because this project, and so everybody knows, when, at the last meeting, they talked about issue one money to try to get grants for this road. And you're not gonna get a grant for this road because, it's just an ingress road. So to get grants for that, but this amount for this project will help next year's issue one because we get more points because that's local share funding. You have to spend some local share money to get grants. So even though that Chris has got File and Drive out there for issue one, that's no guarantee that that's gonna get issue one money either. But this project will help with the local funds that we allocated and did to acquire more issue one money. And then in Timber Creek, you gotta remember that proposed packet, I know you're aware, because we talked about this, that, that's sad that if they're gonna go through with that and it passes, then you're gonna have to back out Beaver Trail, Red Fox, and if this Fallon project goes through by the time, that's gotta come off, so it's gonna lower their amount. But then if the prices go up for blacktopping,
Well, if I could ask Chris a question. Chris, if we looked at this project as a bigger project, in other words, we do Burnett, we do.
we actually went for that project a couple years ago and it failed miserably. And the only problem with that, Ted, is in 2005, the Cristofaro engineered Burnett Drive, which I got a grant for 16 years. I can't go for Burnett until 2021. See, the engineer's statement is the engineer's statement, and I cannot get a grant on a road that
It's
is
already on the grant.
already on a grant. Correct.
I wasn't aware of that.
Even though it's going to pieces.
Well, Burnett's not bad. Ivy Lane is terrible, and with this project, we're gonna cover that. This isn't just one road, it's actually two roads and drainage.
so a possibility, with this resolution passed, depending on funding for sure. Two things can happen here. Once Chris meets with Gene, maybe he can throw in more and help offset some of the general fund costs. But I do agree, I think maybe because these bids are higher than the county's thing, I think we should put it out for bid again and see what happens now.
I kind of agree with that. Obviously, it's the wrong time of year. But one other thing is, fuel's gone up since the beginning of the year, since they engineered that. So that's a huge price of hot mix. Second, we have 47 streets, and we haven't paved for a few years now. If we can knock out 3 roads, it'll help us a whole bunch down the line. I mean, I know general fund, I know it's a sensitive time of the year to be paving, but the road's just going ahead, and if you do ever go for another levy, it's gonna show some people that we're out there at least trying to, keep up with what we already have with as little as we have.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to table this until we get 2 issues resolved, the financing with Superintendent Park, meeting with the fiscal officer early next week.
Well, he's
He's
on
on
vacation
Oh,
till the
you're on-
16th.
It doesn't matter.
Didn't know we were that.
He said,
Um, And looking at a rebid process.
Right.
Now, would we have to have the engineer come out and re-examine the project?
I don't think so. It's
We got
all,
all this
it's
stuff.
all associated with gas
Okay.
and how much the tax went up. That's where the difference is between the engineering and the bids that we got.
The engineer,
And I'm sure that even if we did pass this pending finances and the engineer's approval, I think that covers both issues, doesn't it? Really?
I don't know.
I mean, I know, I understand that it's a little over, but I don't think they took into it. I mean, this was back before the new taxes were in effect. The new gas taxes, I should say.
Yeah, and when do you start getting the new gas tax? We've seen it,
It's gonna be, it was after July, I believe.
July 1st.
so it won't be until.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get the second half of the year.
yeah, but you
And
won't
it
get
should-
it,
it
you
should
won't
be-
get it until
It
what?
should be
December?
50,000, I think. No, yeah, I probably won't get it until the end of the year, somewhere thereabouts, or they'll pay us in November or sometime.
And they did this.
Ultimately, I mean, it's your guys' call. I'm just,
No, 'cause
I gotta play devil's advocate.
If the weather goes to
I know
crap,
what all the roads are that we have. and-
so
Can I say something? I know I'm not allowed, but I'm gonna ask. I'm a little disappointed. I understand I wouldn't want you to break the bank. I truly wouldn't. I'm disappointed that, Wilshire is in the shape it is and the people's housing are flooding, that we're gonna tilt on this. Couldn't we, if he's gonna get that at the end of the year, couldn't we use a little bit more money out of your, and let him borrow from the general fund? And we know that's done, and him pay it back with his gas tax. There's no road worse than Wilshire and Ivy Hill Lane. I don't care, I've been all over Bazetta. I was just down Beaver Trail. Beaver Trail looks like a highway compared to, Ivy Hill Lane. That's number one. Am I right, Jan?
Yep.
So, and there's a lot of money that comes out of, tax dollars that comes out of Ivy Hill. And with your committee that you have, or you don't have, but the committee for Bazetta, that committee that some people belong to. I've been on your general fund levy, I've been on your park levy. That committee's been in here crucifying you because you're not spending out of the general fund. They'll never pass anything as long as you have money in the general fund. Let's improve Bazetta. We started working on the park over there. They're doing a wonderful job with what little they have. I was just over there. I am gonna kudos to the road department. And I go over there quite often, at least once a week, sometimes 3 times a week. But that's all I have to say. You're not gonna get levies passed as long as you carry that big lump of money. How many times have they told you in this meeting?
yes,
I mean, I've been on, how many, township levies, I worked hard. I did the road, or the park, tried to get an $8 levy passed a year, really? So they've told you, now they're telling you they don't want you to spend the money. Oh, I know why they don't want it, they don't want to pay, they want to be entitled. You can't be entitled in this world, we gotta work for it, and we have to pay for what we have. So that's that's my rant.
And the other issue with this project too, and I do agree with maybe putting it out for bid and seeing if they come in any less, but the thing of it is you're gonna get into where it ain't gonna get done this year. And you don't want them doing it in November.
And then this winter, we'll be plowing that thing up. I mean, we're gonna have equipment failure because of it. That's how bad it is.
I will say, when we go mow our grass, or get our grass, we're pulling chunks of road out of our edge of our curb. Because when we get plowed from the snow, it's in our
It's just
yard.
digging it up.
We have no curbs.
And I don't think the houses are selling at the end of our street because of our road.
The way I see it right now, with the way the general fund was budgeted this year, between the general fund, the park, the cemetery, and zoning, it was established at $504,000. That was our budget. It was laid out in January. It looks like we're only gonna bring in $390. So we're deficit spending right now at $110,000. That little surplus that we have of $350, by the end of the year, will be $240. And then we're gonna take another $140 out. We're down to $100. That doesn't give us enough money by resolution to have our carryover go into next year. We have to have 1/4, 25%.
25%, correct?
If our budget was 500,000, we need to have 125,000 carryover. So how does it work?
Well, that's
You're
why,
in that's smooth.
yeah, we have been, but, like Mrs. Lewis just said, with that carryover money, you're not gonna get people to pass levies if need to be, because you have that money sitting there. And I've sat here for 2 years and people, even the last 4 years, and people keep saying, well, you have this much money in there, you have this, you have that, why are you asking for more? And we've even talked about that before. And looking at the numbers, I think I would like to put this back out for bid to see if they could come in any cheaper. Unless Chris meets with Jeannie with this resolution the way it is, and the financing, who knows, Chris may say, well, I'm gonna get 50,000 of my gas tax, I'll put that towards it. I don't know until they,
But I guess we could go through this, it could pass, but then she still has to certify funds. If she can't certify funds, it's a dead issue.
right,
So I think before we go through with the whole thing, we table this, let them decide whether or not there's funds there.
Right.
And if she can certify it, then and during that process, we put it up for bid again.
It's not gonna vote anything.
yeah, right.
So I would like to propose a motion that we table 17319 until finances and rebids are
Okay.
accepted.
Yeah, because when I met with Jeannie before, we were close, not knowing what's gonna happen with the cemetery. But we couldn't spend any more money out of the general fund to try to help this project. Chris can help offset this project some. That's gonna help out a ton.
Well, I guess the other question I have for the fiscal officer at this point, looking at the reports, we didn't get a whole lot of money in our first thing in April. And our delinquent taxes are starting to accelerate. And so we're not gonna get that money.
You won't get it the second half, you're gonna get it the
Right,
first half
right,
probably.
Exactly, so. I
Yeah, it
think
won't come
September,
into play until probably next year.
well, September's gonna tell the story because our next payment is not September.
She hasn't said from the county, but the only thing I got notice of was, manufactured homes, and that's really small. I think the general fund gets like $61.09, so,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, because when I met with Jeannie to talk about this project, when we had the engineers put it out for bid, I think in the general fund total was $569,000. The last report that we had total. But we don't know what's gonna happen up there.
Those packets up there should be part in here.
So,
So do we have 500,000 or 350,000?
it
Which is
was
it?
350,000 out of that 500, what was it,
I don't remember.
569, I think was the number, don't quote me on that, because we looked at that a month or
Yeah,
so ago.
it's probably less than that, honestly.
that was the total general fund, but that 350 is the inheritance money that's rolled into that.
Okay.
Approximate.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that 350 to 400,000, and we're quickly eating away at that.
How about this? I don't know whether you want to table it or, it doesn't matter really. Being that they are over the engineer's estimate, we need to get that packet, those estimates or quotes, bids down to the engineer's office, see what they say about it, and then at the next meeting, we could put it back out to bid. If, depending what the engineers say, if it's too high, it's too high, you know, I'm not gonna argue that. But I think things have changed since they engineered it. You know, as far as costs to the blacktoppers. So, I mean, we could buy a couple weeks or 10 days or whatever the next meeting is.
September 10th.
That would probably be
These are gonna be at the engineer's office too.
a pretty decent way to do it. Just thinking out loud.
So you're gonna have one of your guys Tuesday take this over to the engineers, have them look at it, get back to you. You're gonna meet with Jeannie to see how much you can offset.
And see how much the engineers are willing to adjust it or go up or down on their estimate, something like that.
Okay. So,
And have that information back so
For
that
the
we can
next
act
meeting.
on the September.
Yeah, and we could either rebid it or whatever.
because if you
Yeah.
put it out for rebid
I mean-
in that meeting, you're gonna be another 10 days. Do you think it's gonna be time enough to, because you don't wanna do it in November?
Gary already called me, wanting to know where we were with it because he knew we got the bids back. And he wanted to see the prices of them. So I think they would be willing to work with us. They know we want to do it. I don't want to break your budget. I don't want to break my budget. So, it's probably the best thing to do at this moment. I mean, just, if the engineers are willing to, you know, do it that quick, you know, we might have a chance to turn it around and put it back.
So-
So Dave Spade called the other day, and Marcus talked to him because he called me, and they want these Tuesdays, so.
Sure, yep.
So 17319, we're gonna table, motion by Mr. Webb to table this, pending finances, county approval, maybe possible rebid.
Sounds good.
How's that? That sound good? Okay, so motion by Ted,
Yeah, I'll second.
Frank second.
Trustee Meadows,
Yes.
trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Webb.
Yes,
Okay, 17419, motion to adjourn meeting at 10:59.
I'll make the motion.
Ted, Frank.
Trustee Meadows.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Webb.
Yes.
Thank you, Joel. Yes.
You know,
We have some young families on our street. Is there a way that we can get, like, we have a bar issue, something like that. We have people on our street that have some of their own landscaping equipment that if we have to dig out a ditch or, is there a way